Welcome to AI Daily Deep Dive. Today's deep dive is completely AI researched and produced.
Wow.
So get ready to dive into some fascinating AI news from February 11th, 2025.
Sounds good.
All right, we've got a pretty interesting lineup today. We're going to be exploring a range of topics.
Okay.
From some surprising research on how AI might actually be affecting our brains to a power struggle that's going on over a pretty popular AI company.
Interesting.
Yeah, and even a look at just how accurate those AI news summaries really are. So why don't we just jump right in with a study that's making waves?
Sure.
It might even make you rethink how you use those AI tools.
Oh, really?
So researchers from Microsoft and Carnegie Mellon University,
Good.
they've discovered kind of a potential downside to relying too heavily on AI.
Oh.
It might actually be hindering our critical thinking skills.
Huh, that's interesting. I mean, what exactly did they find?
Well, they surveyed 319 knowledge workers.
Okay.
And they found that the more people rely on AI tools, the less they engage in critical thinking.
So it's like our brains get lazy because the AI is doing all the hard work.
Yeah, that's one way to put it.
It reminds me of that concept of the key irony of automation, I think it was. Wasn't that mentioned in the study?
It was. That's exactly what they called it.
Yeah, it's like by taking over those routine mental tasks, AI might actually make it harder for us to tackle unexpected problems that require, out-of-the-box thinking.
Yeah, right? It's like relying on a calculator so much that you just completely forget basic arithmetic.
Exactly. And you know what's even more interesting? The study actually found that people who really, really trust AI, they tend to think that critical thinking requires less effort.
Oh, really?
But on the other hand, those who are really confident in their own abilities, they actually find it more demanding when they're working alongside AI. It's kind of a paradox, isn't it?
It really is. It makes you think about the long-term impacts this could have,
Yeah.
on our cognitive abilities.
Yeah, and there's another finding from the study, too.
Right.
So when AI was helping out with critical thinking tasks, it actually led to less diverse outcomes.
So, yeah, it might mean more efficiency, but it also suggests that AI could be sort of limiting our creativity.
Leading to more standardized solutions.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Potentially less innovative.
Yeah. That's definitely something to think about. All right, well, let's shift gears a little bit here to a real-life AI drama that's unfolding as we speak.
Ooh, drama. I love drama.
All right, so Elon Musk,
Okay.
the ever-controversial tech mogul,
Of course.
he co-founded OpenAI. Well, he wants to buy it back
He does.
for a whopping $97.4 billion.
Wow, that's a lot of money.
But OpenAI CEO Sam Altman,
Okay.
not having any of it,
Really?
calling the offer ridiculous, he sees this as just another attempt by Musk to disrupt their progress.
Wow, so it sounds like there's a power struggle going on here.
Mhm.
Why are they so determined to stay independent, especially now that they're moving from nonprofit to for-profit?
Especially with Musk now having his own AI company, XAI.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
It really highlights all the different viewpoints and tensions within the AI community.
Mhm.
Yeah, and how much control everyone wants to have over this rapidly changing technology.
Exactly.
So speaking of control, let's talk about something that's on everybody's mind.
Okay.
Can AI accurately summarize the news?
That's a good question.
So the BBC decided to put this to the test with 4 popular AI chatbots:
Which ones?
ChatGPT, Microsoft's Copilot, Google's Gemini, and Perplexity AI,
Okay.
asking them to summarize a bunch of different news stories. And the results, well, let's just say there's room for improvement.
So they weren't that great.
Well, they found over half of the summaries
Wow.
contained inaccuracies, and almost 20% had straight-up factual errors.
Yikes.
One chatbot even said that the UK Prime Minister was still in office long after he had resigned.
Oh, wow. So are they just not that good at telling fact from opinion?
That seems to be a big problem.
It makes you wonder about the training process and how they evaluate information.
Right. We can't just blindly trust AI for all of our news.
That's for sure. Yeah, it's like that old saying, don't believe everything you read. It needs an update for the AI age.
What do you mean?
Maybe, don't believe everything an AI tells you.
Good point. Okay, so this next story takes us even deeper into this whole world of AI and its potential influence.
Okay.
A researcher at Elon Musk's XAI,
Okay.
they're advocating for a pretty controversial approach.
Oh, really? What is it?
They want to align AI more closely with conservative values,
Conservative values.
specifically those of former President Donald Trump.
This is interesting. It brings up questions about personal beliefs in AI development.
Right.
It's one thing to say AI should cater to a wider range of political views,
Sure.
but how do you ensure balance?
Right. How do you prevent it from being used to push certain agendas?
Exactly. Or even worse, spread propaganda.
Yeah. It's a good reminder that AI is a reflection of its creators.
And the data it's trained on.
Exactly. Okay,
Okay.
so let's move on to some potentially good news.
Okay, I like good news.
The global AI market is
Yeah.
about to explode, projected to reach a mind-blowing $3.68 trillion by 2034.
Wow, that's huge. That's incredible growth.
It really is.
Yeah.
It speaks to the potential of AI across almost every industry.
But are we even ready for that kind of growth? I mean, what about the impact on jobs?
Right. What about society as a whole?
These are big questions that we need to think about.
It's not just about the technology itself
Right. It's about how we use it as a society.
and how we control it.
Exactly.
So speaking of control, our final story today highlights the global tensions around AI regulation.
Oh, yeah. I've been hearing about this.
So a lot of countries met up at the AI Action Summit in Paris
Okay.
to sign a declaration for ethical and responsible AI development.
Sounds promising.
But guess who wasn't there?
Oh.
The U.S. and the U.K.
Oh, wow. Why not?
Well, the U.S. is worried about strict regulations, stifling innovation,
Okay, that makes sense.
and the U.K. wants more practical clarity on certain issues,
Like what?
things like national security
I see.
and the potential impact of AI on defense strategies.
So basically, they don't think the declaration goes far enough?
Right. And this raises a big question. Can we actually agree on how to govern AI globally?
Or are we headed towards a future where everyone has their own approach?
That could be a problem.
Yeah.
It could hinder international collaboration.
Yeah, and make it harder to deal with these ethical challenges.
So as you can see, today's AI news paints a very complex picture.
It really does. Lots to think about.
Yeah, really makes you think. It's kind of interesting, though, how all these different stories we talked about today, they all kind of point back to this one main idea,
What's that?
this growing tension,
Yeah.
between the amazing potential of AI and then the very real concerns about what it means for all of us.
Right. Like, how is this going to affect our lives, our jobs?
Exactly. And we need to figure this stuff out, like, now, before it's too late.
Right before AI becomes so ingrained in everything that we can't control it anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We've seen how it could be affecting our thinking,
Right.
the power struggles within the industry,
Yeah, all the misinformation out there.
and all the ethical questions around AI development.
It's-
So as we try to navigate this crazy AI world, what's like the one thing you really want our listeners to remember?
I think the biggest thing is to just stay informed and stay engaged. AI is not just changing technology.
It's changing everything.
Exactly. So we need to be aware of the risks and the benefits
That's the right question.
and demand transparency from the people who are building these AI systems.
It's like we're all writing the rules for this new AI era together.
We are, and we have to be careful about it.
And think about the long-term consequence.
Just remember, at the end of the day, AI is a tool.
Right.
It can be used for good or for bad.
It all depends on us.
The choices we make today will determine what our future with AI looks like.
That's a powerful thought. The future isn't set in stone.
Nope, we're creating it right now.
So stay curious, stay informed.
And join us next time for another AI Daily Deep Dive.
See you then.